I can hear you. You say we're live.
All right. Hey, guys. You know, Alan, it's all about adjusting and adapting when you live in Costa Rica. Would you agree?
Hey, it's all about coming to Costa Rica.
And adjusting and adapting. Adapting and adjusting. Right?
That's right.
Are you there?
I mean, you got to overcome and adapt. Everything.
I'm Michal Alan for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. That's my partner in crime from the odd Couple Costa Rica, Alan Target. Wait, not Target. What is it? Richard. Jesus. All right, guys, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. So we are live at Esterillos down in Sunset Del Mar Resort. We are super excited, but we couldn't get our crap together. I'm supposed to be outside with Alan next to him, but he got a little, I don't know. We're better if there's a space between us, I think. We just don't. There's too much. Too much energy. Too much energy in the room when we're next to each other. But anyway, guys, we'll figure out our technical stuff before tomorrow. But we kind of got in here last minute, and we are here. We're super, super excited. And just so you know, we're going to be coming live every night. Alan, have we picked a time for every night? 7:30?
Yeah, sometimes it might be a little later because sometimes, the event is so packed this time. I mean, you can just feel the excitement. We're at the most beautiful venue in all of Costa Rica. When Mike and I decided to do these relocation retreats, we couldn't have picked a better spot than where we're at right here at Sunset Del Mar. Okay, beautiful place. So it's just, we got lots of people, so we might have to change some of the times because we actually have got speakers talking in the evening, Michael. We got so many people. We got such great information this time. It's phenomenal.
So, Alan, how was your drive in? I came out here from La Fortuna. I took the Interbus because I didn't have a limousine waiting for me or anything, but I took the shared shuttle service here in Costa Rica, Interbus. It took me 5.5 hours to get here. Just got in about an hour ago, got my coffee, ready to go, super excited. Already met some of the participants, Alan. Already met them. It's going to be a good crowd, jam-packed, man. This event, I'm telling you, it's going to be the thing soon. It already is, but it's going to be a bigger thing.
It's already phenomenal. I'm wondering, why is it so many people are coming? So, hey, you entertain, because I'm going to grab someone on the fly and ask them, why is it they're coming to this relocation event?
Wow, that's a ballsy move right there. We don't, they could say anything. You sure you want to do that, huh? Boy, I tell you, coming in for me for La Fortuna, there's a lot of windy roads, and I have never, after 18 years, gotten used to the windy roads here. So it takes me a minute to kind of get back together, but I think I did. Had a couple. Oh my God! I already met Tom. We've known each other for like.
I captured my first victim here. Okay, I got Tom. Tom, where are you from?
I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Ontario, Canada. Okay, well, look, it's exciting. We got a lot of people at this event. And, obviously the whole event is about living in Costa Rica. If I had to ask you, what is the number one thing you would like to get out of this whole event?
Probably I want to understand better the culture, the lifestyle here, because everything else is obvious. I mean, the weather is beautiful. The people are wonderful. But I just really want to understand the culture and living here day to day and not view it as a tourist.
Right. And, Tom is already a smart man. If you don't know, living in Costa Rica and visiting on vacation, totally two different worlds. Nothing the same. What do you think, Michael?
Totally different. And luckily, we have a lot of cultural talking to do because it's probably one of the most all that other stuff is like, okay, who do I use my to import, export? But the cultural stuff is if you don't understand that and you come over here without understanding that, you could be going home within short order, actually.
Absolutely.
We're not going to give up. Tom, we're not, Tom, wait. We're not going to give up anything, Tom, right now. You're going to have to.
Oh, no.
You know, we're not giving up our speaking right now. So.
Now, you know, there's so much to learn about Costa Rica, but, you know, Michael and I, when we decided to put on this event, you know, our whole goal was to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
You know, and our whole goal is that we pick these experts here. So, you know, they're not even allowed to sell you anything. They can tell you about their products and services because you're going to need them. You're going to need legal, you're going to need, you know, attorneys. You're going to need all kinds of things. But, you know, there's a few people that put on relocation events. I'm curious, why did you pick Mike and I's event to come learn?
It seemed relaxed, honest. Caught you on YouTube, and I've been following Sarah Helena as well. And you all seem to get along well, and you're treating it very professionally. So it just looked good on YouTube. And so my wife and I decided, you know what, we need to get some more answers. So we just arrived yesterday and find out more from your organization and for traveling throughout the country to see what we like.
That's awesome. Okay, well, you heard it, Tom. Thank you so much. I really
thank you.
Well, you know, I would like to say something. I would like to
be a jam-packed time. We're gonna have so much fun.
Well, I would like to go back real quick because, you know, I keep hammering this, and I know people get tired of hearing it, but it's just so true. What he's talking about, just meeting these people that we trust to do some of these things for you, you know, the contacts alone are worth the price of admission. It really, really is, because, you know, again, you start off anything in Costa Rica, especially construction or purchasing, you know, when you buy a property, it's one of the biggest things you'll ever do in your life. You do not want to start out wrong. You don't want to start out wrong. It can have serious consequences with money, frustration. You're halfway in the build, realizing you've circled yourself with the wrong people and you can't get out of it. It's the worst situation, and that can happen here and does happen here. So just the contacts alone, I'm going to keep pressing that point because I think it's way more important than me and you, Alan. You know, it's the whole ball of wax, you know.
You know, you're absolutely right. I mean, you know, I made the mistake of coming here 10 years ago, and I didn't do the research. You know, I'm kind of one of those guys that will jump out of an airplane and then check to see if I got my parachute. You know, it's kind of a little bit late at that point. And because of that, well, I lost thousands upon thousands of dollars. I hate to admit this on camera, but I actually lost over $30,000. So, I wonder, how is the audio?
I'm sorry?
What's that, Mike?
I don't want to try to beat you because yeah, I hear you good. We're always in competition, right? I lost more than you, Alan. I lost more, so I win. I win. Just so we're clear.
You know, this is one competition I'm glad I lost, right? Well, hey, if you don't make the mistake I made. I didn't do the research. And you know, in reality, you know, long story short, way back when I came down here, I've always been a YouTube kind of guy. I didn't do any research. And, you know, years ago, after I got to Costa Rica, I did a little bit of searching, and I found this knucklehead called Michal Alan. And I was like, who's this guy? Anyway, I watched a few of Michal Alan's videos, and, you know, and that's the reason Michael and I kind of teamed up here. I mean, look, you got Michael. There's no other event in Costa Rica. You got Michael been here for over 18 years. You got me over 10 years. You got Sarah Elena 8-9 years. We have more experience, more knowledge, and the best experts that really is going to help you get the knowledge, the education, you know, and it's not just sitting in a classroom, Michael. We get to go do events, right?
Right. You know, we do. And we'll talk about that in a second. But, you know, the thing I like about this relocation retreat, and one of the reasons I joined it, is because I like the youngness of spirit here. I've been to other relocation retreats, actually in Costa Rica, old, tired people that, yes, they're very knowledgeable. They're very knowledgeable. but they're complacent. They've been doing it so long. I believe, this is my own opinion, by the way, my own opinion. I'm not saying these people are not knowledgeable. I'm not saying they're not even good recommendations or referrals. I'm just saying, as far as presentation, do they really care? No, not really. So I just go back to us. I like our spirit. I'm old like those other people in the other one, but I have a young soul, and I like Sarah being here. I like Pablo being here. Some of these young entrepreneurs that have not only lived here, but trying to carve out their own niche here with what they do. And they're passionate, they're trustworthy, they're honest. Yes, they want to make a dollar, but not at your expense. Not at your expense. They want to work with you and all that. And that's why I joined this. And the reason I joined with Alan, I want to circle myself with those kind of people because I'm like that. We're not, it's not a money thing. It's nice to make money, but it's not the number one factor of why we're doing anything is to pass on information so you all out there can make the best decision possible. I'll say it again. It's you'll know what, after this retreat, it's either you enjoyed it or it's, honey, we're going to Portugal. You're going to know, you're going to know.
And that's really the best thing about it, because it's really, when you come to this event, not only is it awesome, not only are you going to have a good time, we're going to do things, but here's what's really important. What's really important is what you're not going to get when you get here. You're not going to get high pressure sales. You're not going to get people trying to sell you crap that you don't need. You're going to get all of the information. And it's like Michael said, the contacts alone. I wished I'd have had all of those contacts when I came. And look, the contacts that we recommend are people that we know, like, and trust. And so you don't have to try to go through the weeds and get the wrong people.
It's funny because the relocation events of the past, and obviously this is true, was almost always people from 55. This Randy Wright just said it. It's not just for retirement people anymore. People are making major decisions to make a move in their life, and it's just not retirees. It's just not people getting ready to retire. Those are the relocation retreats of the past, where you came out here and died or whatever. You came out here to retire, to sip Mai Tais on the beach or whatever. Now, a lot of young people, and that's again why I like the younger spirit here at this relocation retreat. We're not doing it from San Jose. We're doing it on a beach. We're not giving you a little voucher for freaking food or whatever. And, I don't know. I think they're really doing it right. And I love the people here, but Randy Wright definitely said it. It's just not for retirement anymore. It's for a younger crowd. People are bringing their families out here. People are bringing their families out here now.
You're right with what you're saying. Yeah, and take a look at what the world is in. The world, the world has gone crazy, and it looks like it's only getting worse. But you know what? In Costa Rica, you still have all your freedoms. You have all of this beauty. It's amazing that you can still enjoy your slice of paradise when you find the right place in Costa Rica.
Hey, I want to answer Doug's question again because a lot of people missed it. We are both at Sunset Del Mar Resort. 4 minutes before this started, we were both together where Alan is, and we couldn't figure our shit out. We were having problems with microphones and all kinds of stuff. I ran to my room, turned on my computer, and that's the only reason. We're going to work out all those problems, hopefully. For tomorrow, I'm not the tech guy, so if it's not working, you got to blame Alan because that's his field. I don't do any of that. So that's obviously Alan's fault.
This is the one time I wish I wasn't a tech guy. But we will have it figured out before tomorrow, and we're going to have a good time doing it.
And I still think that maybe me and you aren't even good close together. That could cause all kinds of friction and problems with all the type A personality energy rubbing against each other, causing problems. So maybe it's good that I'm in my safe space in my room.
Yeah, you might need to be locked away, Michael. You got to control yourself. Remember those breathing techniques I taught you?
You're not the first person to say that, Alan. You're not the first person. So I think what you guys can expect, the reason we want to come to you live every night around 7:30 or 8 or so is because we want to talk about the day's events. We're probably going to we're going to pull people aside maybe and get their view of some things. We might talk to some of the speakers, have some special guests along the way, tell you what we're doing, all that kind of stuff. So we just thought it'd be kind of interesting and fun to just do a podcast every night for this whole event, which is done next Saturday. So we hope you guys will join us every night, actually.
Yeah, I think we're not only we're just going to have a good time. We're going to kind of highlight. This will give you an idea. Hey, what can you expect whenever you decide to come to the next Costa Rica relocation event? I mean, no doubt in my book, and not just because Michael and I put this event on, we definitely have the best event because, I mean, we really are looking out for you guys. Not only do we want you to come down here and have a great vacation while doing it, okay? Because you get to go, I mean, look, you get to go waterfall rappelling, zip lining, horseback riding. We get to go and see some of the parks. We get to go check out some of Costa Rica. And hey, what better time to do it? You're thinking about living here? Might as well go on some of these events, see what it's like, see what the culture's like. Just enjoy your time here, right?
I would agree. I just want to go, I've been kind of looking at the comments. John, since I live by a volcano, I got a perspective on that. No, I don't think you need to fear volcanoes. I think there's 12 here. Mine, in my area, Arenal volcano stopped erupting back in 2010. And everyone used to say, why do you live by the volcano? Why do you live by the volcano? It would rumble every night like thunder, like Zeus was, talking to us from the heavens. I got to tell you, I know people like, oh, what if it goes off? Hey, man, that's a cool. If I'm going to die by a volcano, to me, that's a cool story. Why do I want to die in my sleep when I can get, sucked in by lava and pyroclastic gases? But no, let's get back to the question. No, you don't, John. It's not a problem. They do go off. There's a couple that spout and steam and threaten and stuff, but usually you're back far enough. You would have enough warning to know if there was going to be an issue. Unlike my volcano, we literally, D'Angelo, my partner's mountain house is literally maybe not a stone throws away from the volcano, but pretty daggone close, man, pretty close. So you'll be all right. Don't worry.
Take a look at what Dakota says. Dakota says, this is great, what we're doing. It's kind of like being there. And so she's like looking forward to watching all this all week long. Hey, Trevor agrees with you and says, La Fortuna is a beautiful place. Wish he was there, right? Hey, Jennifer says she saw on Facebook that the volcano made some smoke today. Maybe it's a good thing you got out, Michael.
Well, it depends, because if it was the Arenal volcano, that was steam. It was not smoke. It's not smoking. That would be some sort of. It does steam, but it is not active. Matter of fact, the people that do that said it'll be another couple hundred years before the Arenal volcano would erupt again, except if there was an earthquake that changed, the volcano's settings or something. It would be the only thing that would make it erupt again sooner is an earthquake. So, which we get a lot of. It's funny. People, there's a lot of earthquakes in Costa Rica. There is. They're never usually that bad, but there's a lot of earthquakes here.
There's a lot of earthquakes. There's a lot of volcanoes. Some people believe that Costa Rica pretty much was built out of volcanoes. I can see that logic.
I could too. That's probably true. Somebody asked Alan. Somebody asked about the weather. I must admit that I came up in the rain until I got here. It was not raining. This is kind of. See, the thing is, when you say rainy season here in Costa Rica, that doesn't necessarily mean it's raining all the time. It can be raining all the time, but not necessarily raining all the time. So, it's not raining here now. It might be raining here a little later, but the thing that we kind of like, even if it does rain, is people will get, if you're thinking about living here, it rains here. It rains here. So maybe let's say it rains the next 3 days. Let's say it rains straight. I don't want to hear any complaining. I don't want to hear any complaining because, Alan, what do you think?
Well, Michael, here's the good thing about rainy season. While it changes a little bit from place to place, really, if you divide Costa Rica in half straight down the center, you got the Pacific side and you got the Lemoyne side. And the Lemoyne side, the rainy season is completely different than what we have on the Pacific side. Okay. And so on the Pacific side, I mean, it's for the typical rainy season, it's going to rain 6 months out of the year, while you got some microclimates where it might be raining 9 months out of the year. For the most part, in all of Costa Rica, it's 6 months of rainy season, 6 months of dry season. But hey, almost every morning during the rainy season, it's just beautiful sunny skies. And then, around 1, 2 o'clock, it's going to start raining. A lot of times it's going to stop about dark, and then you're going to have beautiful nights. Okay. And that's typically most of rainy season. Now, you can't judge it by the last 2 years because we've had some really strange weather the last 2 years, and I'll talk about that in another video. But really, the rainy season in Costa Rica, while it will rain practically every day, it's not that bad because you can almost set your clock by it.
It's funny. It rains in Fortuna quite a bit, and so everyone probably knows that watches me that I have my little orange bicycle. And all I do is I have this big ass golfing umbrella. It's big. So I get on my bike. I don't care how hard it's raining. And it's usually I have to push it forward like this. And I just go about my business with my umbrella. Nothing stops me. And I know that the rain brings the beauty here. The perfect combination of rain and sun. You look around and you don't want it to stop raining, man. You don't want it to stop raining because it just makes everything so freaking beautiful and big and green and lush and lovely. So I love the rain personally. So it doesn't, I feel bad sometimes for tourists, Alan. Every once in a while I do kind of feel bad if they came here, especially to the beach or something, they expect some sun. I get it. I kind of feel bad about that. But when you live here, the rain, I'm fine with the rain. I'm fine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's exactly what Dakota said. She says, man, I'll take the rain over snow shoveling any day, right? And the cold. I hate cold weather, okay? And what is surprising is that after you've been here, the majority of the people that I talk to, they say they love the rainy season. I mean, especially like Rebecca. Rebecca's like, oh, it's starting to rain. It's time for a nap. Yeah, I mean, it cools everything down. It's perfect napping weather. I mean, it's pretty dang awesome to be living in Costa Rica, where we go motorbike riding and we get caught in the rain. It's not bad. If I'm out running and I get caught, it's not bad.
I like what Dakota said. With me, I've been here so long, and a lot of people know I came out from Vegas, kind of like you did. I'm so used to hot weather. If it was snowing, if it gets below 70, man, I call in a snow day. I got hot chocolate, a blanket on the couch. I am now working. It's already too cold. So I don't, my snow days are over. I loved snowboarding back in the day, skiing in Colorado. You can have it, man. It's beautiful, but not anymore for me.
Absolutely. It's like Arena is saying, over here, while it may be rainy season, you still get plenty of sun. And so when we get to wash our clothes, hey, we wash those clothes really early, stick them out on the line. They're dry before the rains begin. You might adjust schedule a little bit. You want to go do something fun, go early in the day, and then come back and do whatever you got to do during the rainy time.
Yeah, you do in the morning here. I mean, that's a good end. Almost everybody does that. Even we tell the tours, people that buy our travel packages, we book their tours usually in the morning, and you got way better odds that you're going to have a beautiful morning, on your zip line, on your rappelling, your rafting, horseback riding, all that kind of stuff is usually morning activities. Once you start getting around 2, especially during, September, October, that kind of thing, then, you're risking a little bit more, bad weather.
And now take a look at what what John says here. He says, well, what about mosquitoes, malaria? Well, you know what? You'd be amazed, even though that we're in the jungle of Costa Rica. Hey, look, I don't know that there's anybody more remote than I am. And there's just not a problem with mosquitoes. Now, I'm practically sleeping outside, and so I do use a mosquito net because all it takes is one to give you a bad night. But, you know, when I was living in Louisiana, I had more mosquitoes there than I have here, okay? And I'm in the jungle. So, you know, I really don't have a problem with mosquitoes and malaria. Now, when you get over to the Lemoyne side, you do have a problem with something that's called papillomalia, which is a blood-borne thing that will eat you from the inside out that comes from mosquitoes. But that's something that happens a lot on the Lemoyne side, but not on the Pacific side. So yeah, there are some differences, but it's like everything. Educate yourself. You really don't have anything to worry about.
Well, I get bit by mosquitoes pretty much every day. If I'm in the room, I am your mosquito repellent because they will bite me. Now, it is true, guys. It is true. There was a little malaria problem here. Costa Rica is big time on their dengue and malaria stuff. They've had malaria in check for a long, long time, but it reared its head about, I think it was around 9-10 months ago. I can't remember when it was. And it was down in that Limon region of Costa Rica. There was, I can't remember how many cases, about 6 to 10 or something like that. But again, Costa Rica, they come around to my house. I would say once or twice a month, spraying for dengue, asking you questions about, do you have any standing water? Do you have any old tires somewhere? Even if you have your flowers out or you're trying to start seedlings and you got them in water, they'll put spray in it because they know the mosquitoes. Costa Rica's got their mosquitoes in check. Unfortunately, they like to bite me when I'm in my house, so got that problem.
But keep in mind, you know, Michael is living in a Tico house, doesn't have any screens, so you can alleviate all that, you know. Put some screens on your house and you won't have mosquitoes in your house. Don't live in a barn like me. If you live in a barn, you get mosquitoes.
Why did you just throw me under the bus? See, this is why we can't be next to each other. I am not going to take this from you, Alan. I can't believe you did that, man. Calling me out on my house.
Hey, but look, listen, I'll tell you what, I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back.
Are you Tico house shaming me? Are you Tico house shaming me? You're shaming me. You're a racist. Michael, You're a racist.
That's right. You go there.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there, actually. I can do top three favorites. Somebody, Marcel said top 3 favorite areas in CR. Do you have any, Alan? Do you have a couple you'd like?
Oh, look, my number one top favorite place is Esterillos. Always has been. I'm not a beach person, but if I was going to live on the beach, I would be living at Esterillos because it's like you got this private stretch of beach. Number 2 for me is if you live in San Isidro, Père Zeledon. That Père Zeledon area is perfect. If you don't want tourists, that's where I would go, okay? And my third place is going all the way south of the border. That's at San Vito. However, it takes a certain kind of person there because you're living in raw Costa Rica, okay? And so it's more of a challenge to get stuff there. But man, it's a beautiful country. That's my top 3. What about you, Michael?
You know, they might be some of the ones on my list that is top, but I don't think I would live there. I love visiting. I love the Corcovado region, man. I just love. It's the last wild west of Costa Rica. If you're going to see a jaguar, you're going to see it there. The jungle just all wild with howlers and macaws right up against the ocean. It's freaking beautiful down there. The only reason I wouldn't live there right now, just me, is it's the access. You know, it's just once it rains there a lot and the access isn't all that great. Once you're there, you're kind of there. And it's, so I'm not really ready that way. I do like, if I was going to hit the beaches, I probably would go around Dominical, by Uvita. Down the road from here, actually. I like the wild west beaches. I don't really like super popular beaches or anything. But I like the jungle, man. I'm a jungle dude. I like the mountains and the jungle and the rainforest. I'll pick a rainforest over a beach anytime. But when they both meet up, which I mean, obviously they do. There's 750 miles of, beach here, but I just prefer rainforest. I would rather live in the rainforest than be, next to the beach.
Oh, absolutely. I love the rainforest. I love the jungle. Hey, I got jaguars in my backyard. Well, I say in my backyard, they're that close to me. So we got jaguars, big cats, we got a lot of wildlife. Of course, there's monkeys right there in the backyard. So it really just depends on where you want to live at. But, there's people that love the beach. And you know what? You could still buy beachfront property in Costa Rica and not have to spend $1 trillion for it. I mean, there's some properties not far from here. And this was a couple of years ago. Beachfront property, $250,000. Okay. That's amazing. You don't get that anywhere in the United States.
I would take my 250,000 and buy 20 hectares of jungle and waterfalls around right outside of La Fortuna. The area is beautiful. I mean, now again, you're off the grid, and everyone likes to say, "Oh, I want to be off the grid." No, you don't. You say that, but you really don't. You don't like the gravel roads. You don't like that you're going to be on it for 25 minutes back and forth to the store. But man, I'm telling you, almost any area around Costa Rica, out of the main, let's say tourist places or some of the main places, you can find beautiful property for 250. You can hectares and hectares, which is acres and acres, with rivers, waterfalls, jungle, all of it. You could definitely get a big bang for your buck. So for me, I know a lot of people love the beach, and I get it. But if you really want to bang for your buck, man, you can definitely get a lot more area outside from the beaches.
Oh, absolutely. And, Dirk here says, he loves the Corvano area, the Golfita area. They spend some days and nights in the jungles, lodges. And what a lot of people may or may not know, that Corvano area, they've got gold. Now, you can't go mining for that gold, and Costa Rica is really against all of that. But there's, that, of course, I think that's part of the reason Costa Rica got its name is because of the gold that's here. But they don't allow you to go mining it.
Yeah, and if you know what? It's funny you bring that up. I had a friend of mine, I won't mention his name. He bought all the gold stuff, Alan, all the stuff you need for gold, because he heard this river about 30 minutes from my area had gold in it, and they could get access to the river. Also, I'm gonna stop that story right there. It did not work out. He went up there and was told very let's say aggressively that you won't be panning for gold here. It is a thing here. I don't think a lot of people know that, Alan. A lot of people don't know that. That gold is a thing here.
There's actually a gold mine above my property. And they used to fly helicopters in and out when it was mining gold there years ago. But that's been shut down a long time now. But there's actually a big gold mine above my property.
Ah, I see what you're doing now, Alan. Yeah, okay.
Hey, now. So, so I'm kind of thinking about, reopening the mine, maybe. Or maybe that's how I get my money. Who knows?
Yeah, well, we won't advertise that here, I don't think.
No. Now, take a look. Ronald Keller says, got stung by scorpions sometimes in attendance, but no mosquitoes. Hey, I agree with you. Scorpions are more popular than mosquitoes here. But even if you do get stung, we have a lot of scorpions at my place. But even if you do get stung, I've never been stung. Rebecca has been stung. But it's like, she's like, wasn't that big of a deal. It was kind of like a wasp sting, And so it's not like them big, ugly, mean-looking scorpions you see on the movies. They're little bitty brown scorpions. They still look ugly, but in other words, it's not a scary thing to get stung by a scorpion.
We don't see them too much in Fortuna. I don't think 18 years. I don't think I've maybe once or something. We just don't. I'm sure they're there, but none of my friends go, yeah, I got stung by a scorpion last night. Now, we have snakes. We definitely have snakes because D'Angelo's house by the volcano, we've run into, we even had a fer-de-lance on his property once. And if anybody knows about the fer-de-lance, it's probably the most dangerous snake here because of how aggressive it is and how big it is. But usually has the vipers. And the thing about the vipers is, yes, they're very venomous, but they're also pretty passive. You almost have to step on them for them to do anything. You have to go out of your way to get bit by a by like the what's that yellow one called? I forget. The yellow viper.
The yellow, the coral snake?
The eyelash pit viper.
Oh, the eyelash. Yes, the eyelash. Right.
So when we garden around his house, there will be snakes sitting right there. He'll see them, and you just don't touch them, and they don't really mess with you. Now, again, the fertile ants, that's a whole nother story. That thing is aggressive, man. It is a mean snake. Go ahead.
Mike, I think the fertile ants is probably the only one that is aggressive that I know of. But hey, the truth of the matter is, for most snakes are more scared of you than they are. So if you see a snake, let it slither on by and don't worry about it. Where I'm at, I'm way up, in the mountains, high altitude, at 4,500, 5,000 feet. And we just don't see a lot of snakes. Been there a long time. Out of the 10 years of going back and forth there, I've seen maybe a handful of snakes my whole time in 10 years. Just not a lot in that area.
I did not realize. Really? You are that high up? I didn't realize that. You're at 4,500?
Yeah, I'm at where my house is at actually around 4,700 feet in altitude.
Dude. Wow. So, I didn't realize that. I didn't know you were that high up.
Yeah, so it's really nice. I mean, where I put my internet tower is at 6,000 feet. So I had to hike up a couple of thousand feet just to get my tower up.
Can you grow coffee up there?
So now, of course, we're here in Esterillos, where I think we're at ground zero. But man, you talking about beautiful. Look, today it's rainy season. We got some clouds, so we don't get to enjoy the sunset as much. But hey, we do have beautiful, beautiful weather here in Esterillos.
We all know that could probably change, but you know what? Again, I don't know. I love coming down here. It's so fun meeting everybody. And it's kind of a vacation in a way too for me. I like getting away and just chilling and chatting with people and all having dinner together, because we all have dinner together at night and shoot the shit. And some people drink and we just chat away and it's fun. And I don't know, man, I love coming down here. If we need to have these more, Alan. I think maybe once every 3 months or at least.
Yeah, I agree with you. It really is a good time. It's kind of like Michael says. Our most favorite thing is to sit down around the pool at the table talking to people. There ain't but one problem. I can't ever get Michael to shut up, man. I mean, it's like, Michael, you telling that story again?
Dude, I got stories for days. I don't need to retell stories. I have great stories. I've lived an exciting, interesting life, Alan. Jeez. You keep freezing up. Do you know that, right? Do you know you're freezing up?
Oh, we might have a little internet issue going on here.
I think it's karma. When you talk bad about me, that's what happens, Alan. It's karma. You talk shit about me, and the internet
I think
messes
you did
with
something. You did something. Bad karma.
Oh, I need to.
All right. Well, look, we should probably round it out here. We're getting ready to actually do the welcome today. People are coming in today. It's day 1. Tomorrow's going to be day 2, where we're going to actually be hearing from speakers. And today, people are just coming in. They're arriving from San Jose, where the hotel actually goes out of their way to pick them up and bring them. So I just can't say it enough. I'm so excited for this event because I believe it's going to actually be life-changing for a whole lot of people. I know Costa Rica has been life-changing for me. How about you, Michael?
It has, but you know what I like about this? I just think it's going to get better and better. I mean, they've all been great, but they keep getting better. It is becoming a thing, and I just can't wait to see how this progresses. It's just so – I love being here, dude. I love being here. I don't get out much in my little Tico house getting bit by mosquitoes. So I love getting out. But you know what? You're right. We gotta do some welcoming, Alan. We need to get off here and go do some welcoming. And we're gonna see everybody tomorrow. We think we're gonna put something out. But probably 7:30 or 8. Look out for the thumbnail. We will advertise the time when we know it better, but probably around the 7:30 or 8 mark. Would that be pretty accurate, Alan?
I think it's pretty close. I'm not sure. We have a long day tomorrow, but I got to check the schedule because it has changed a little bit. But hey, this is a good time to say, look, if you haven't already, subscribe to both of our channels and hit that notification bell. You want to hit that notification bell so you will get notified whenever we put up that thumbnail announcing exactly what time our next live right here at the best Costa Rica relocation event is. So make sure, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be in tune.
I'm Michal Alan, and that is Alan Target for the Odd Couple Costa Rica.
He just threw me under the bus.
And we'll see you tomorrow, man. Thanks. Hey, guys, we really appreciate your support. We really appreciate your support. See you later, man. Alan, see you in a minute.